What's up, everybody? We're back. We're in the garage. Jeep, where it should be. Well, not really should be out on the trail, but we're making do for now. For today's project, we jumped on the internet. We decided we're gonna do a brake upgrade. What's everybody doing? Well, if you have a Cherokee, you know that this system here is absolute garbage. Everybody's saying to run a mixture of parts here. We got some Jeep parts, and we've actually got some Dodge Durango parts. Don't ask me how it works. It's sorcery. I know, I don't get it. So this Jeep is a 98, and if you don't know, this brake booster is a single diaphragm booster. So everybody on the internet is saying to go out and get a 99 or newer brake booster, because that's what this is. And this is actually a dual diaphragm booster. And on top of that, you put this on, Dodge Durango master cylinder, and then the matching fluid reservoir to go on top of that. So I have read through everything, and everybody says this is a direct bolt-on. These are all factory. We've got the discs in the front, drums in the rear still. So if you want to have actual stopping power, you're gonna have to upgrade your calipers by doing like the WJ swap. I'm not looking to do that just yet. My goal with this is to increase the pedal pressure, so you're not pushing all the way to the floor and you feel like it's not stopping. I'm hoping by doing the upgrades up here, we can get a better pedal pressure out of this thing. That's my thoughts on it. We'll see in the end, because like I said, it still runs the factory brakes on it, and the calipers are single piston calipers. So you know, if you want better stopping power, bigger calipers, more pistons, put disc brakes on the rear, that kind of setup. I'm not looking to do that. The brakes on this thing have always been an issue, and I've always wanted to address it, and this is the way I feel is going to make it better. If you're looking to do this, I'll put the part numbers down below in the description. That way, if you decide you want to do it, part numbers will be right there. Run down your local Oreilly's, grab your parts. I haven't heard anybody say you have to change the proportioning valve on it, so we'll see how that works. If something comes up, I might put in like a manually adjustable one, or I might see whatever else is available. But everybody says this is a direct bolt-in, so we'll see. Looks pretty straightforward. Only thing to do now is dive right into it, so let's get going. So because we're getting rid of the ABS system, we're going to be able to unhook this wire here, which goes down to the front wheel speed sensor. There's also one on the other side. We'll go ahead and disconnect that, and then we'll probably just wind up cutting the sensor off down at the knuckle and all that, and taking all that out. Alright, for whatever dumb reason, they had two studs on here, which came out perfectly. Nuts came right off them. Back underneath the wire harness, which doesn't move very well, they put a bolt, and of course the bottom side, since it's exposed to every element there is, if you don't have your fender liners, which I do, but obviously moisture got in there, rusted it up. Took the arsenal to it, we got her out of there. So now we're just going to bolt master cylinder, and then all this whole unit is going to come out in one piece, hopefully, and then we can start on this guy. Alright, change of plans. There's bolts behind this bracket, so the proportioning valve is going to have to come on. Alright, So we got the big chunk of it out. Now we got to get the booster out. And that's where the fun begins, because that is located up under here. We're gonna have to get that clip out. That connects in through there. And then you got 4 bolts, 2 on each side of the bracket there. Not a whole lot of room. What no video is gonna tell you is that the last bolt, hang on, is back behind that. You can see that's the steering shaft right there. There's barely any room to get anything in there. So if you're gonna do this, here's the trick. Get you a small size 14 and run a whole bunch of extensions. All right, so we got the new booster in. I want to kind of go over something that I saw that I had a little trouble with. So, took them out and measured from the flat surface all the way out to here. Got one measurement. Now they do have these spacers on there, and then they have that little white piece that keeps water and stuff from getting in the cab. And that kind of goes on like so. So my measurement with this on from here to here, I copied that to the new one. But the problem I had, when I got it installed, even though the distance was the same, my taillights wouldn't turn off. So it was about the thickness of this thing, the spacer, before it would come in contact with the brake light switch. So pulled it back out, pulled the spacer off. What do you know? Taillights went out. Everything seems to be going good. So that's one problem I ran into. If you're gonna do it, you might have the same issue. So just be prepared to have to pull that thing back out one more time if your brake light switch doesn't reach and your taillights stay on. All right, just so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let's see. That big white thing, this here. This is your brake light switch. And this is just barely enough not to touch it, which was causing the brake lights to stay on. So by taking that spacer out, putting everything back in, now it touches, brake light's good. We're good. All right, so I marked front and rear for the lines, the run out to the brakes. This is the old proportioning valve. Master cylinder's on and tight. Booster's on for the second time on and tight, so we'll get this guy on. We'll have to put the new reservoir on. The reservoir does have a sensor built into it. I'm assuming for if the brake fluid gets low, we're not going to worry about that because we don't have that option. Now these are the original brake lines that went from the master cylinder to the proportioning valve, so we're going to try to reuse them. I already kind of test fit it and it looks like they're going to work, which is always a plus. The less lines we got to make, the better. Alright, well, all the lines are on, everything's tight. I am no expert at flaring the brake lines, and especially with that Harbor Freight tool. But everything's bent up. Only thing to do now, top it off with fluid, start bleeding out the system. Fingers crossed this thing doesn't piss all over the floor. I got all the fittings together. Sure enough, first push on the pedal, yeah, it just peed out everywhere. So I did what you should do, and I went ahead and put the wrench on it, tightened it about a quarter turn past the point of no return on it, and what do you know, everything stopped leaking, and she's good to go. As far as pedal pressure, after we bled it out with it running right now, pressure feels really good, feels a lot stronger than the old system was. So only thing to do now, let's go ahead and take it for a drive. So, you know, safety being one thing, and we're really gonna kind of worry about this because I did all this myself, so why not? Let's take this thing for a drive. Honestly, now it feels a little better. I'm not going to say that absolutely nothing changed. It does feel a little bit better, but maybe that's the brake pedal. All right, well, my thoughts on it. I'm not going to say that by doing this, like, the brakes are awesome, it's the best thing ever, this is an upgrade you definitely need to do. What I can say is I'm happy with it. The pedal response and that pressure behind it is doubled. Like, it's insane how much stronger the pedal feels. And I can't say for sure, like, unless you go out to like a test track and throw cones down in stopping distance and measure that out. Look, like I said, the brakes on this thing are factory. They're completely factory. Front disc, rear drums. Like I said, I will have to adjust the rears because it does feel like the rears are kind of lagging. So we'll bump those up a little bit. But I can tell you from stomping on the pedal, it does feel like it has a little bit better braking power. Now granted, that could just be the pedal, but it does seem like it is stopping a little bit better. I don't know, we'll see. But for right now, very happy with the kit. The internet, you guys pulled this one out. This one's an easy setup. Perfect to do if you're looking to do something. A mild upgrade. So if you really want to go all out, like I said, you're gonna have to upgrade your front calipers. You'll have to go with bigger calipers. Doing a disc brake conversion on the rear, that's also going to help you out. So for factory brake setups with mix matching parts under the hood, this is a kit that I can say if you're looking at doing something, why not? I mean, seems worth it to me. It really upgraded the pedal because these Cherokees are so dead pedaled. You're just all in it and it just doesn't feel like it's doing anything. So I'm happy with it. Easy swap. Nothing terrible on it. Just make sure that you check the back side of the booster and measure it, check it, make sure when you put it on that it does engage the brake switch so that your brake lights go out and everything works. Other than that, that's about it. I mean, the internet won on this one, so I'm really happy with it. Next project we're going to have to do, I don't know, it needs a power steering pump. I heard that there's an upgrade on that by throwing a different one in there. I'm going to research that a little bit more. A lot of projects. We're going to just check them off one by one as we go. So, you guys, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video. Hey, make sure you're subscribed to the channel by clicking right down here. Don't want to miss any new episodes, do you? Also, until then, check out one of these two. It's good stuff.